Hello everyone and welcome to yet another pick a card reading on my channel. My name is Ellie and I am so happy to be back with you from the holidays. Thank you so much you all for your patience. I know that it took me a while, right? To release another video in here, but I was caught with a lot of little family issues during the holidays. And anyway, it is so good to get back on a horse and to kind of like get back with a schedule. I really wanted to make a pick a card reading today all about the permanent changes, the next permanent changes that are coming inside of your life. And this reading, by the way, is highly inspired with this recent astrological transit that just happened. A Pluto move into Aquarius. It was in the sign of Capricorn, and it will be there in Aquarius for the next upcoming 20 years. And this is a shift that for me personally, astrologically, I've been waiting for because the last time that it occurred in the side of human history, we've been through the American Revolution and the French Revolution. So this is quite big. I was highly personally waiting for this, and I'm excited for this because I want to see some freaking change happen inside of the world, you guys. I want to see change in the fucking world. I want to see some sense of power and justice being brought back to the people that deserve it. I want the Israeli government to pay for its war crimes. I want the Russian government and Putin to be smashed. I want to see help to the people in Yemen. I could talk on and on about so many countries, you guys, that I'm forgetting right now, because dark, traumatic stuff is happening everywhere in all corners of the earth right now. And I don't know how we can just all sit here and sip tea and pretend like nothing is happening. Like, for me personally, I can't. I just can't. We need outrage right now. Outrage is needed right now on their platforms. Everybody that is creating content right now, because I want to see the world change, and I know that you do too. Okay, like I'm freaking almost 30 years old, you guys. I'm making more money than I ever made doing a full-time job, being a manager in customer service. I'm making more money now with my tarot readings, and I still cannot even freaking afford living inside of an apartment. I have to live with 2 other people to be able to make it in Montreal. That's not normal. We had snow here for the first time in Quebec in January. That's not fucking normal. I want to see like the trends and aesthetic go. And you know what needs to make a comeback? Personality, man. Personality needs to make a comeback. Personality, content, and substance. Now, sorry for the rant and sorry for everyone that didn't come here, you know, to like freaking talk politics today. But sorry, not sorry, okay? Because life is political. Spirituality is political. Human rights are political and they are spiritual. My veganism is political and it's spiritual. The reason why I'm not using freaking Palo Santo, you know, because it's messing up with the ancient trees, is political and it's spiritual. So spirituality is political. It truly is. Because all of life is spiritual and life is political. Every time that you get out there and make a choice on the things that you want to buy, you're making a political statement. Every time with the people that you choose to support, to give your support to, the people that you choose to listen to, all of that is a political statement that you're making. Whether you want to, you know, close your eyes on it and not be aware of it, or whether you're aware of it. Because the things that you do every single day in your spirituality, like in the outside world out there, you know, outside of your altars and stuff like that, all of that is drawing the future that you want to see. And I don't know how we can sit here to encourage each other to awaken, and how we can awaken each other if we're not even ready or willing to open our eyes on what's going on around us. There's no change that will happen without shedding light on the shadow, you guys. There's no change out there that can happen before we become aware of our power and of our effect here on the environment around us. And if we are not connected to our empathy in the environment around us, then we are not being grounded. That's the kind of teachings that I want to spread, you know. And that's what this transit is here to do, hopefully. And that will start with the changes we're willing to make on a personal level. within our own lives. So on this, I really hope that this, Pluto and Aquarius transition is going to bring revolution inside of your personal life. That kind of revolutionize highly needed right now. And hopefully this is what we're going to draw as messages today in your reading. So in a few moments, you guys will have the different pile selections on the screen. And all that you have to do if you're new to pick a cards is that you will take this moment of meditation to really recenter, maybe call in your spirit team, and choose the group that you resonate with the most. And once that choice is done, head down into the description box down below and click on a timestamp associated with your pile. And it is there that I shall meet you on your reading. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So today is going to be a quickie. We're checking out the first permanent radical changes that this transition of Pluto and Aquarius is going to be bringing inside of your life, because this is a massive transition, you guys, that I feel we're going to feel collectively quite rapidly, if not almost instantly. But this could also be the changes that the next following months inside of your life will bring by whatever time you're coming across this video, because this reading is also timeless. All right. So yeah, let's jump into it and start with your oracle cards, you guys, to first see what kind of type of horror show you guys will be sorting through during this period of your life. And then let's jump into your tarot cards after that for more details. Okay, but starting with your oracle cards, you guys have received the card of combination. Then we have the card twins. Really love The Shining. Such a good classic, right? And then we have for you the card of friendship. Okay, so this is really funny. This is really funny because Pluto is in Aquarius right now, right? The sign of friendship, the sign of collective awareness. And you, Pile 1, may feel this shift the most if you were drawn to this pile today, and you may feel it the most inside of your relationships in general, like especially your friendships, or this could be your closest relationships inside of your life too. I see major changes happening for you in terms of the people that you bond with, that you feel connected to, and that you feel a sense of closeness to. I see a change with the type of people that you will be pulling inspiration from as well. And you know what is funny? I'm seeing like an odd pairing here, like a union of odds. It's almost as though the next 8 months will bring someone to be more involved inside of your life. And I'm seeing a relationship not being what you expected or what you necessarily wanted, but being exactly what you needed to step outside of your box. And maybe that this person you're fighting the influence of a little. And I'm being shown like I'm being shown kind of like a spiritual twin here, so I don't know if this is like literal or metaphorical. But your cards are showing me the process of coming together of two different, very polar opposites inside of your life, and this relationship being such a mirror for you to learn through is what I'm picking up here. So it's almost like spirit will be bringing you a mirror over the next 8 months to see your own self through, to discover yourself through, to learn to develop this relationship with your own self through it. And obviously, for a lot of you, this mirror could come true as like another person. But then I also feel that for some of you, this is talking about an already existing relationship to something inside of your life that needed to be repaired somehow. And it could be a relationship to anything. But for me, what it feels like is that if this is not talking about a person, like coming to revolutionize a part of your life, then this is talking about something you always wanted to do or felt passionate about, but then somehow along the way, it's like the relationship kind of lost its purpose. So maybe that this part of you became in shadow is what I see here. Because instead of being like a wise friend for you to discover your own self through, to have fun with, instead of feeding into the good parts of you, it started feeding the parts of you that became at odds with your own self, the parts of you that started using that against you and leaving you feeling more frustrated with your own self than proud of yourself. So, for example, maybe this is talking about the relationship that you have with your art, that at some point kind of like became toxic for you. I feel like a lot of artists here will be able to understand me. But yeah, maybe that this is a relationship like that to a passion you had or something you love to do that started like kind of like turning sour because it became a reason for you to start like attacking yourself or blaming yourself when you wouldn't perform to your liking. And maybe that at some point in the past, your relationship to your art is something you became at odds with because it became more of a source of like stress, more of an enemy and a source of depression to you than something that would allow you to just, liberate yourself, heal yourself, express yourself freely. And if you can resonate with that, then this could be the relationship that Pluto in Aquarius will start, will kind of like ask you to repair and address inside of your life over the next few months. Part one. But going back to what I was saying, if this is talking about a relationship to another person, by the way, I want you to understand, part one, that Pluto and Aquarius are the next following months won't be bringing you someone that will change your life, okay? This is not what this is talking about, but this is you that will be changing your life. Are you initiating that new beginning or you closing that chapter? You will have done this on your own, not this other person, okay? However, I see a relationship in your life mirroring you very much over the next months and opening your eyes up on things that you absolutely needed to awaken to. Or maybe that this relationship has always kind of like mirrored you. Some of your karmic lessons in this lifetime, maybe, if this is talking about someone you already know. And this relationship will awaken inside of you maybe many demons or kind of like a subconscious fears, that lie dormant deep inside of you. It will maybe awaken all of the things about yourself which you hadn't had the chance to confront yet. And through the relationship with them, you will repair a part of the relationship that you have with your own self. And this is why I see this having a bouncing effect over like multiple little relationships inside of your life. So Pluto wants to bring change inside of your relationships. Part one, your relationships to others, to yourself, to your passions, and to your purpose even. It wants to bring back like the camaraderie or the friendship or the benefits or the good inside of those relationships. So watch out for your relationships during this period of your life, because they will truly be a mirror instead of yourself, is what I feel here. But let's check your tarot cards now, Bal1, and see what else will be changing for you over the next upcoming months, or with this transition from Pluto and Capricorn to Pluto and Aquarius. And we are starting with the Seven of Cups. Then we have Justice reverse. Then we keep going with the Nine of Swords. Hope I'm centered with the camera. So sorry if I'm not. I'm not seeing the camera. It's way too high. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. Okay, so exactly. I feel that there will be some massive changes in the lives of my Pawans in terms of the things that you will feel drawn to inside of your life with this Seven of Cups and this Justice reversed over here. And you could feel drawn to things that used to kind of like scare you in the past, is what I'm picking up here with the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Cups here. You could feel more called to like explore some opposites again, especially with the Justice being reversed. Maybe things that you didn't used to be like drawn to in the past, but now you are. You could feel more tempted to like take more emotional risks as well than you've been taking in the past. There is this big realization somewhere for you, Pawan, that you've been playing it safe somewhere so far in the last couple of years maybe, and you're wanting to change that. It's really what I'm feeling like here with your cards. And you know, us humans, I just want to say, I really feel that we don't like to be in calm waters for too long. And I know how it sounds, okay, but hear me out. Okay, so sorry, you guys. Something happened with my recorder, and then after that, I needed to like change my candles. But yeah, I'm back. So, what was I saying? I was explaining basically that us humans were not meant to like remain in calm waters for too long. I feel like we need people, opportunities, and options that come in to challenge us on a regular basis and that come in to stimulate us from time to time. Because emotional fulfillment, it doesn't come from like staying in a comfort zone, but we need experiences, situations, and people that will rock your boat from time to time. And all of us, I feel like, even as Scorpios, Cancers, and Taurus out there, okay, like I see you guys, even you guys are really, you know, these signs are really like their security. I feel that you, Pawan, are ready for that, you know, or at least Pluto's influence inside of your life has felt the need for that inside of your life. Now, I also feel that there is a change in terms of like the opportunities that you guys will be getting as well that will really emotionally fulfill you and take you on a ride with this Knight of Cups here. And I feel that you, my Pawan, you guys are also going to see your pool of possibilities and options like enlarge in the next couple of months. And with this Seven of Cups and this Knight of Cups, this feels like you will be presented with more variety as well in terms of like the energies that find themselves attracted to you with Justice reversed too, like you haven't had in a long time. Okay, so let's say that for example you're in a dating pool, then I see that the next upcoming few months will bring in more choices in terms of like new romantic interest than what you could have felt you had in the past, or maybe that you kept feeling like you attracted the same kinds of people, you know, the same kinds of personalities or patterns towards you. And with Justice reversed, maybe that a lot of you kept attracting like emotionally like unstable situation or like imbalanced people as well. And the Seven of Cups and Knight of Cups are coming across to me as new options that will come in to emotionally move you in a new direction and make you feel like you're good enough actually with this Justice reverse, because that's what the cups talk about, you know. Also, there's a search for something more. Okay, or something better that will come to an end for my Pawans that I'm seeing up here. And that's not a permanent change that I see Pluto bringing inside of your life in the next upcoming months, Pawan. Pluto is bringing a new definition of emotional fulfillment inside of your life, and one that is there to stay this time. There is this feeling like you at some point like wanted like more options, or maybe that you wanted to keep your options open somewhere. And that's because maybe you had this fear of like having made a wrong decision with your life somewhere, maybe with this justice reverse and nine of swords, and also with a Seven of Cups, because Seven of Cups is a card of choice. Or maybe that there was this like constant kind of like daydreaming of something better with the Knight of Cups, an eternal chase towards better. And usually, when we are in an energetic state like that, it's either because we're bored somewhere or because our energy is unfulfilled. It cannot get what it is after where it's currently at unless something changes to fit those new needs. So there is this feeling of something not being good enough for you anymore. And I feel like Pluto is bringing a revolution by bringing back the sacredness and the sanctity in your life choices and decisions with the Seven of Cups and this justice reverse, basically. And I feel like your heart is going to settle somewhere in your choices and decisions, or the types of options you want to keep and those you want to let go from now on with this Justice Reverse and Knight of Cups. Because suddenly there won't be this dance anymore of like, oh, let me try this because I'm bored, or like, let me go towards that because I'm uninspired. The fear of like lacking options or not having enough options, and the fear of like getting trapped maybe in the lack of options with this Nine of Swords is what is being tackled here. And I say this because the Seven of Cards is a card of emotional choice, like I said earlier. And the Seven of Cups is kind of like the heart's battle and settling for one thing. And justice reverse is kind of like trying to balance somewhere the extremes of life. It's trying to balance the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, the good and the bad of something. And I feel that this is your heart being undecisive that was kind of like creating a bit of anxiety somewhere inside of your life, or a bit of like undecisiveness, like trouble with your decision making processes in a past by one with this Nine of Swords. And it may have paralyzed you before, even in the past, from like taking position with your heart and really standing by your heart and the things that you wanted or knew you needed emotionally. And you could have accepted sometimes like situations in the past that presented themselves and that were less than what you truly deserved, even with this justice reverse. So you could have chosen like emotionally unrisky options, or maybe emotionally unavailable options, even. And so there is truly something here about choice coming back and choice being sacred for you over the next 20 years with this Pluto and Aquarius transition, my Pawan. Making a choice, is very different than creating options in your life, because choice is an investment. And for you, it's an emotional investment, is what I see with this Nine of Cups. Because there are things that you will get to water and grow. These are things you will get to water and grow. And, always being on the prowl, always being on the lookout for like the next thing, while it's fun, it's also fleeting. And it's really interesting because like I had this theme coming up like in a video I made lately on Instagram. If you're following me on there, then you probably saw me talking about this. But when we are fleeting, we cannot build anything of real tangibility, substance, and fulfillment inside of our life, or we're always going to find hit a blockage for when it comes to being able to construct anything like that. And that's because these things, they require time, they require stability, energy, and effort being invested. And if you resonate with having been in fleeting energies like that in the past, or for a big part of your life, by one, then just know that it's just because intimacy, um,
was never truly like established for you, or maybe that it was like never properly like shown to you, or maybe that you never saw the benefits of it. All that you saw maybe were like people getting stuck in arrangements and obligations and responsibilities, bad marriages, unfair jobs, and maybe that you saw how mentally torturing it became for some people in their life around you with this Nine of Swords here. And I feel that this is why in your first section of this reading, I really saw like the arrival of a counterpart or teammate for you, like someone or something to become intimate with. And what I mean by becoming intimate is that this thing or person truly knows you as much as you know it or you know them. So your journey is really changing here, my pal one, and it's changing from making the emotional choices in your life that have been easier so far or that were maybe like more obvious to you because they wouldn't challenge you too much or they wouldn't confront you too much with this justice reverse. But at the same time, because of that, they could not either bring you the peace and the real contentment that you deserved. You see? So it's not like you will be choosing drama from now on. Like, that's not what I see here. But this is you choosing to be challenged again and taking the emotional risks you always needed to take or were afraid to make before. And I feel that from person to person, this is going to manifest like in slightly different ways in this pile here today. Um, but Pluto is bringing a change where there will be no more avoidance of the emotional choices you're making and where you come to accept the emotional contracts and emotional needs that you now have, Pawan, which could have changed over the last years for you. And this is why the contracts inside of your life with this justice reverse are what are being revised or adjusted or turning with you during this phase. And it may not be like that contracts will break entirely inside of your life, but it may be that inside of some of them, like a new line of disclosure, will be added inside of some of these contracts inside of your life for sure. But part one, this is what I see as the next permanent change coming inside of your life. I told you that this was going to be a quickie today, but I still hope that you pulled out value from this and that you found confirmation or resonance in those messages today. And my heart goes out to you. And thank you so very much for having spent time in sacred space with me. And if you want to book a private reading with me, the links will be down below for when it comes to my website, my Etsy. And you will also find the links to my social medias if you have been wanting to keep in touch with me personally. And otherwise, I shall see you all soon in the next video. Bye bye, guys. Hello, Paltu, and welcome to your reading. So, today is going to be a quickie. We're checking out the first permanent radical changes that this transition of Pluto and Aquarius came to bring inside of your life because this is a massive shift I've been waiting for astrologically. And I feel that we're going to feel that collectively quite rapidly, if not almost instantly. But you can also take this reading as the changes that are coming in next for you in the next few months of your life by whatever time you're coming across this video, because this reading can also be timeless as well. So yeah, let's jump into it, shall we? And we'll start with your oracle cards first. And that's kind of like to see what kind of like horror show you guys are going to be like sorting through during this period of your life. And then after that, we'll jump into your tarot cards for more details about those changes and what they may be. But starting with your oracle cards, you guys have received the card of shock. Oh my god, have you guys seen Bates Motel? You should really, really, really watch it if you haven't. It's based on American Psycho, and it's just such a good series. And actually, it starts very casual, and it starts kind of like very light-hearted, very light atmosphere. And then as the seasons advance, it becomes like darker and darker and more twisted and more intense and more fucked up. And the better it goes, like you really, really need to watch this. It's going to bend your mind. If you like horror, of course, if you're like a horror nerd like me.
We have a card of the other side. And then finally, we have the mask. For you, pal, to the next 20 years or months, depending on when you're watching this video in space and in time, has everything to do with all masks falling down and true, authentic identities being revealed inside of your life, basically. Situations inside of your life that could have been dragging for years now, finding absolute resolutions as well. I'm picking up like this kind of shock and the other side. They really make me think of like definite endings, like you're coming at the other side of something, like tower energy striking. You're emerging on the other side of something and nothing is ever the same again. And that's the type of change. That's the type of changes that you guys are in line of undergoing. I feel like it's going to like shock the people around you, and maybe that it's even going to shock you. And I feel that on the other side of that tunnel, that you guys are about to emerge from. In this next period of your life, you will barely recognize yourself or your life at the other side of it. This feels like this feels like the type of change that brings a paradigm shift inside of it as well. And it feels like all appearances are about to fall. And it's going to be a part of your life that is going to feel like you haven't been this true to yourself ever before that I'm seeing being shed here. You guys. There won't be no business as usual and no going back anymore for you. And by the way, I really don't want to scare you with the term like definite endings, okay? Because like it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just like the Tower card in tarot is not necessarily a bad thing. And I hate when people really see like in this black or white sort of way, because there are certain experiences and things that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the Tower, or certain masks breaking down inside of your life. And sometimes shock is not always like this ice bath, but sometimes shock can also be surprise. It can also be even illumination. But it definitely feels like for you, my pal, too, you are entering this era where your discernment will be on point, where you're going to be like your judgment of character is like going to allow you to see ahead of other people in many situations, I feel. Um, you will also be letting go of a lot of things that you no longer identify with or no longer are in alignment with. And this is also you as well, smashing through things that used to really interfere with your goals and with your real sense of identity. Yeah, identity will be very, very important during the next months and even 20 years of your life with this card of the masks here. Your cards, they really, really make me think of like a shock that you're experiencing after something reveals its like true nature. And you're never the same ever again, because now it's like you can see this thing or situation for what it really is, and it no longer holds power or control over you because of that. So be ready for Pluto and Aquarius to clarify who your friends are, of course, and also who are the people inside of your life that may not be deserving of that much trust and loyalty on your regard, or that aren't really standing up to who they claim to be. So this is making me think as well of someone that could be going through something quite intense, and maybe that people will, the people that will be there for you or around you during this time won't be the ones that you expected, but maybe that is going to be an entirely different circle. And I get that. When I lost a close loved one inside of my life in the past, I remember that at the other side of my grief, I lost a couple of friends, or distance grew in between me and certain other friends that couldn't really understand this type of experience that I was going through. Or at least this is how I see it now. And I'm not sure if it's because those friends didn't know what to say, or maybe they didn't know what to do to help me feel better. Maybe that it was just like too heavy for them to handle or carry. No matter what those reasons are today, I highly respect that, because I know that it's not like not everybody has the tools, right, to be able to be there for someone that is going through something.
that intense and that life changing. But it's normal to change sometimes in a way that makes us feel unrelatable. And you're going to find that some people are going to stay, some people are going to come back once the crisis has passed, and then some will leave. And not to say that you will go through something dark as painful as I did necessarily. That's not what I want to make allusions to. But I just get this feeling like what is at the other side of something, the other side of a transformation that you guys are supposed to go through here. Like a transformation, a change, an appearance, an identity. What as is on the other side of this will surprise you. Yeah, so let's check out your tarot cards now, you guys, and see what else will be changing for you in the next upcoming months or with this, Pluto transition from Capricorn to Aquarius. And we are starting here with the Six of Swords. Then we have the Page of Hazards, and this is also known as the Page of Pentacles. Then we have the Ten of Cups. And finally, we have the Chariot reversed. Okay, so starting with this Six of Swords and Chariot reverse, I wonder if you guys have been used to maybe surviving, barely getting by or grinding, because the Chariot is a card that is like moving so fast, right? It is so goal oriented and it's ready to smash through like anything that will interfere with the plan. But reverse, it's almost like they were driving too fast at some point and they had like a car accident, like metaphorically. Okay, so the Chariot reverse is kind of like a loss of control or a loss on the wheel of our life. Like things are overpowering us, or things are too much, moving too quickly, or going beyond us. And it's hard to see the opportunities we have, like with this Page of Hazards, this Page of Pentacles, when life is moving so quickly, are asking of us so much more than we can give. And we have to take breaks, we have to take pauses and recuperate from time to time, right? We have to pace ourselves, and we cannot always move at our maximum or to the extreme. We have to find a sense of balance, right? All of us. So there is this feeling here like your life having been maybe really busy over the last few years and things overwhelming you a little with the Six of Swords and Chariot boat reverse here. And I feel that this is, well, no, the Six of Swords is not reversed. Sorry, just the Chariot reverse. But yeah, I feel that this is one of the big permanent changes that will be happening next in your life with this Pluto transition, you guys. The first change that I'm seeing here is like a hard time catching your breath or being able to like make maximum use of where you are, of your potential, of your capacity, and of your opportunities, of your time maybe, because you were too exhausted somewhere. It's kind of like someone that comes back from work and all that they have the energy to do is to sit there on the couch and watch One Piece. I'm just nagging my roommates right now. They don't even know I'm talking about them, so I'm not sure they will even come across this video, so I think I'm safe. um, but yeah, that's what they will do sometimes. I just love making fun of them. But yeah, I remember when I was working in customer service, you guys, and customer service, man, like I feel like it is not made for long hour shifts. Or I don't know, maybe it's my personality. But working at dealing with other people's problems and needs all day is very, very draining very quickly. So yeah, I really have a high respect for people that work in customer service for that. But yeah, sometimes I had like such long shifts, you guys, that I will come back to my home and barely even have the energy to like play video games. And I love gaming, so that wasn't normal for me. And it's almost like this energy that I'm feeling with your cards, all right? Like it was hard to progress something or kickstart something, maybe with this Page of Hazards here, because somewhere else your energy was asked and pulled on so much. that for when it came to like planting that seed that you really wanted to plant with this page here, you never had the time or the proper energy, the proper environment to be able to do it. Or it's like something more urgent or more threatening maybe will show up on your plate and come in the way of this, right? Last minute, maybe. And like maybe that when you finally had the money to do something, or maybe that like something on your car would break, you know or when you finally had the time to sit down with something will happen with your family or with the people around you, and maybe that you guys had to be like, the James Bond literally like inside of other people's lives too. And I'm just looking, at this woman here, just like, slaying on the Six of Swords that is like nailing those zombies with her gun. As well here on the chariot, there are people here like just fighting hordes of zombies with their guns there. It makes me think like some of you guys have been used lately to really cope and put out the fires for like everyone else like around you. And maybe that for when it came to your me time or your goals or your happiness with the Page of Hazards and Ten of Cups, it will always remain like a project on the side, right? For later when you would have more time. Or maybe that it was a dream for when you will have, the right space or the right amount of energy, something like that. Um, and I feel that this cycle of having to like really improvise and live life on your toes and, be cautious and watch over your own shoulder is really what's coming to an end here, especially with the Six of Swords that speaks of, moving into calmer waters now. And this Chariot, which is such an extreme card, is reversed here inside of your reading. So that's a necessary pause in the momentum. This is showing me here. This is a necessary break. And I felt that this is because you guys had to live through a lot of pivots, a lot of shocking turning points, and and like twists that will change the plan last minute, and not being able to catch your breath or design your life how you wanted with this Page of Coins is what is really turning for you. And maybe that this is why I saw your life, completely different, looking completely different earlier with this card of the mask and this card of the shock, the other side here. Maybe because, like, all that you guys have been used to so far is dealing with crisis after crisis. And I know how sometimes when we are someone like this that comes from a background that was mostly unstable or unpredictable or heavily changeable, it becomes difficult sometimes for us to relax. It's almost like when you have too much mutable energy inside of your chart, right? Someone that has like too much mutable energy, too much mutable signs or houses in their chart. And by the way, the mutable signs are Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Gemini. And the mutable houses are the sixth house, the ninth house, the 12th house, and the third house, by the way. But yeah, mutable energy often had lives like that where they had to adapt and be flexible and be ready to be on the go again because their environment have often been extremely unstable, unreliable. They've been like through change over and over again in their life, and they had to reinvent themselves all over again. And so they really have a hard time to trust the things that don't change because of that, or the things that don't move. Mutable energy or signs, they almost look at that with like a side eye, like it's a trap, you see? And you don't have to have mutable energy, by the way, in your chart to relate to this message, but it's just to help explain the energies that I'm feeling with your cards here today. And it's a confirmation if you guys, really relate with that astrology part. um, but, being in an environment that you're able to trust and are able to relax into with this Ten of Cups is what is the next big permanent change that is coming inside of your life, Paltsu. And I feel that Spirit is bringing you an opportunity here with this Page of Hazards to be able to do that, or to have the capacity, the space, the environment to finally be able to do that. Like some of you guys could be permanently moving out of the big city too, or out of the hassle. And I'm really picking up on that, like really random message, by the way, but it's there for some of you. But if a lot of these issues have been hitting you with the people inside of your life as well, with family or with friends that haven't made you feel safe in a while, this could also be issues with health or maybe like at work that made it hard for you to like plant the roots that you really wanted to plant somewhere. But I'm really, really like picking up on those little issues that kept coming left and right, back to back, maybe, or all at once, with these like zombie hordes here, right? And it made it really hard to just like relax, trust in your experience, trust that you're safe. And it made it really hard to enjoy yourself, basically. And I feel that this is what spirit will be changing for you. This kind of like 1,000 miles an hour lifestyle, that felt like life was a battlefield or a challenge to be won. This is what is like, leaving permanently out of your life, you guys. And this Ten of Cups here, or at least, this degree of busyness, this degree, of being like constantly like, manic panic, like having to watch left and right everything that was coming, in front of you. And the Ten of Cups feels extremely beautiful for you, Paltu, because, with this card, it really feels to me like you're not in a battle of life anymore, or you're not trying so hard anymore. You're not trying to keep your head over the current anymore, but you're at peace and you've arrived. It's a very, very different kind of vibration that spirit wants you to get used to right now. And you know what? Things slowing down for you in the next couple of months is not a bad thing. Okay? Things slowing down for the next 20 years of your life is actually a sign that you're being rerouted in the correct path that is more organic for you and less forced, is what I'm feeling here. Because life shouldn't just feel like a busy hassle or wall to constantly have to climb up, but sometimes life should feel like a vacation, god damn it, that we've earned. Okay? And you've earned that. Sometimes life should feel like a cup of tea and sitting in the garden, or sitting on a porch of your balcony and hugging the people that you love, playing with the dog, playing with, I don't know, like a baby or a child, something. And I feel that this is the big realization that is meant to shock you over the next few months of your life. This realization that you don't always have to be on the move or exerting so much energy in order for your life to go right, for your life to stay in lane, in order for things to take control of themselves, in order for you to be on top. This way of living on the move, or where you had to always look out for yourself, or was keeping you from planting the right seeds, is really what I'm picking up for you, Patsu. It was keeping you from like even being able to process the lessons that were presenting themselves inside of your life. And you guys will be moved in a quiet, more peaceful environment where you can plant those seeds like you've been wanting to. And you may not be used to so much peace. Maybe that some of you were afraid of, like, this becoming like an omen inside of your life, like getting bored, maybe, if life was to like change and come at this alt. But with this Ten of Cups, it's just like a slower pace. The Ten of Cups is like the people in here and on this card that have found what is like a paradise to them. So just know that I see your life freeing you from this space where you had to fight and dodge all of these attacks left and right. And I see you not being so exhausted anymore, but being able to share your own happy place and happy moments, with loved ones. And family could be a big part of this new life getting planted for you, Paltu, by the way, because typically the Ten of Cups speaks of that. But yeah, this could be like an environment that you share with a close circle of people that you love as well. But pile two, this is what I see as the next permanent change coming inside of your life. I told you that this was going to be a quickie today, but I still hope that you got value from that, and you know that this could confirm or resonate with you today. And my heart goes out to you. You know, thank you so very much for having spent this time of your day with me, of all of the other corners you could have been on the internet. And if you want to book a private reading with me, my schedule is open. So you can find all of my links down below to like my website and my Etsy shop. And you will also be able to find my links to my social medias if you want to keep in touch with me personally. And otherwise, I shall see you all soon in the next video. Bye bye, guys. Hello, Pal 3, and welcome to your reading. So, today is going to be a quickie, right? We're just going to check out the permanent, actually, the next permanent radical changes that this transition of Pluto and Aquarius that we just came in is bringing inside of your life, because this is a massive transition that I feel we're going to be able to feel collectively quite rapidly. But this could also be the changes that are coming in next up in the next few months for you. About whatever time you're coming across this video, basically, because this reading can also be timeless as well. So yeah, let's jump into it, and let's start with your oracle cards, you guys, okay? To kind of see like what kind of like aura show you guys are sorting through during this period of your life, and then after that we'll jump in inside of your tarot cards to see more details about that. But starting with your oracle cards, you guys have received the card of lies. And it says here, watch TV, consume, buy, submit, conform. This is an interesting card. Then next up, we have animal. And then after that, we have warrior. I just love Evil Dead. Ash is like one of my spiritual animals, you guys, for sure. And he could be one of yours too, who knows. So, Pal 3, right away, there is this feeling like the next 20 years of your life will have you unsubscribe to a lot of belief systems you're not confirming to anymore. Some of you could really go hard into activism as well. Some of you could even turn like vegan. Like, and I know it sounds like a weird piece of message and information. I don't want to influence you or anything. It's just if it's intuitively matching up what you're already feeling, but I don't know why. But you know, this kind of animal next to the warrior, it really made me think of it like an activist for you, someone that is kind of like fighting for animals or something like that. So it's kind of funny because like in all of the different piles today, we all kind of had major Aquarius themes for the collective, and I just love that. But yeah, I feel that you guys are entering this energy over the next few months where you're going to be really cutting through the fluff here, cutting through the bullshit, seeing right through the tactics that other people may use to try to convince you or manipulate you, or influence you, or get over you. And I see you kind of like champion the underdogs and use your voice to speak up more than you did in the past. And I wonder if this is the phase that you guys could be perhaps exiting right now. Maybe that you're realizing the places where you've been asked to keep silent or to conform or to kind of like stay docile somewhere, to not cause trouble throughout all of your life in this area of your life, maybe. And maybe that you're realizing the places in your life that have tried to also like keep the real information suppressed as well, where you've been misinformed or led down. And this could be by your parents, by your family, by your bosses, even, or just by like society in general, like by the governments and the systems that are supposed to be in place to fight and take care of us. I get this feeling like you, Pal 3, don't want to rely on none of that. And you're actually trying to like detach from that over the next upcoming months and years and do your own thing. It's like I see a lot of you guys wanting to free yourself from some kind of like system or group consensus here. And it's like a lot of you guys are just not being able to take it anymore somewhere. So not being able to take in the lies or like the silence or the misinformation or the lack of good practices, the lack of good ethics, maybe where you are. You're not able to take the distortions of the truth anymore. And on a personal level, this could also be like a set of laws and standards or rules that you don't want to adhere to or comply to. It's almost like you have a better way or a better idea, or you have like issues with the authority somewhere inside of your life. So this is like a message that could like really extend all over the place, you guys. Like for some of you, I definitely see you moving from this energy with the collective issues that are happening in the world right now, sort of like on that activist stance, like I was saying. And then others of you, I see this happening at work, maybe with a management setup, or this I see this happening maybe with the people around you that you could struggle like seeing being controlled or influenced by someone else. And I'm just seeing I'm just seeing those words here of like that says like conform, submit, and buy. And I feel like this is you guys struggling to be subservient or obedient. This is just you struggling to follow the set of rules without asking questions. And there is this energy of controversy here, almost like you cannot believe some people around you that are just so easily convinced with what they watch in the news, or what they watch on TV, or with certain politics that they adhere to and that you don't agree with. Maybe that it's frustrating to see these people just blindly following. And I see that a lot of you guys are not going to be able to do environments anymore that go against your core morals and against your core values anymore. So there could be a lot of people that you start kind of like distancing yourself from, or groups that you start distancing yourself from, or unfollowing on social medias even. You could even be using your work or your platform or your art, if you're an artist, to start to share your voice more, spread some sort of like message as well. A message that is like political or that is related to the collective. Anything that is related to the collective is political, by the way. Like I've said in the intro of this video, I don't know if you guys sticked out to it, but that's why me personally, like I really unsubscribe to this idea that we need to keep spirituality and politics separate. I fucking disagree with that. Like my spiritual faith, my core beliefs, my values and morals, they constitute my freaking standard in life, who I am, and all of these things are deeply spiritual because they are part of my convictions. God damn it. And are you kidding me? And I feel that when we push the collective away from our life or from our spirituality even, we basically brush off half of the inner work and shadow work that we need to do, because us humans, we are social creatures and we are creatures of the collective. We have to live with each other and together. And what happens to each other does matter because we are all connected. But I'll just stop there because this is a topic for another day in another video. But I feel like you, my pal threes, get that. You guys are like kindred spirits with me that can understand that. And you get that this transition of Pluto and Aquarius we're going through right now is just like a time. It's just our time to shine, basically. Like I've said in a TikTok reading that I've done last week, it's our time for those of us who have like controversial beliefs or who want to like tackle the real elephant inside of the room of our communities, inside of our niche, inside of our fields. It's our time to shine, basically. And I feel like you guys are part of that clan for sure. But yeah, you guys are getting louder is what I'm feeling, and you guys are becoming untamable somewhere inside of your life. But let's check out your tarot cards now, you guys, and see what else will be changing in the next upcoming months, or with this transition from Pluto and Capricorn to Pluto and Aquarius for you. And we have the Strength card. Wow. We are in a strength year, you guys. Don't know if you knew this. Then we have the Three of Hazards, or that's also known as the Three of Pentacles.
Then we have, the star. I told ya. I told you you guys are about to shine somewhere. You're about to shine your light somewhere. And then we have the world, you guys. What the fuck? I swear I didn't even see these cards, you guys, for you. But it makes so much sense with that energy here. The star shining bright, just like I was saying, the world. The three of others, which speaks of like teamwork, uniting, collaborating, and strength. Like I said, like, did you know we are in a collective like a strength year? By the way, numerologically, we are on a strength year collectively, and it means basically that this year is going to become harder and harder to avoid the collective challenges that we are facing, and we have the world here present in your cards. I'm freaking mind blown right now. I'm having chills. I feel that you, my pal 3, are meant to become a pillar or a source of strength, of courage, of inspiration inside of a group or inside of a community, even, or even in the world over the next 20 years. You're becoming what I'm seeing in my mind's eye right now is a harbor. Like you're becoming the harbor where a lot of people will be gathering and placing anchor at. And a lot of people will rely on you or seek your opinion or seek what you think and what you have to say. And Spirit wants you to use this influence and this power that you will have over the next years to be able to gather masses, to unite people, to be able to, identify other people's strengths and put them to use. Spirit wants you to use this power to do good. I'm hearing right now, use your light and use it well. With this star card here, do not abuse of this power. With the strength in the world, remain humble, remain wise about it, because the type of power that I see you wielding, Pal 3, is like dynamite. Okay, and you know how dynamite can be used to either like destruct a whole entire environment, just like it can be used to like destruct the boulders that are in the way of creating new pathways, right? Such is the power I see you wield. That's why this is a power that comes with responsibility, and it needs respect. And it needs to be used not to annihilate or destruct or hurt, but it needs to be used to open up doors and unlock new paths that need to be cleared. It needs to be used to create new pathways, new solutions, change, progress, ingenuity. Everything that the star card stands for, because, this card is ruled again by Aquarius, by the way, and that's what Aquarius teaches. It teaches how to use our power and our stardom, our eccentricity, our different and unique approach to life and the way of viewing things or of doing things for the greater good of all, to serve the world, right? Like with this world card here, not the self. And you guys, Pal 3, wow, I feel like you have a very big purpose that is drawing itself to you, that you're carrying over the next 20 years of your life. Or this purpose will clearly define itself and become stronger and stronger. And it's a purpose that has truly the power to make an impact here. That's the thing. I see that clearly with those 4 different cards there. You guys will be placed on other people's paths over the next months to be a blessing and to help change the world. And I see you do that through like creating groups here with this 3 of hazards, maybe creating collaborations, communities. Prepare to collaborate a lot more as well. If you're like a content creator or someone that works in the business industry or something like that, if it makes sense to you, sorry, expect more collaborations. Prepare like the next 20 years to bring you like associates or colleagues. This could be sponsors, even people who work with this 3 of hazards.
And because this is a three of pentacles as well, this is telling me that this is people with a similar agenda as yours, or like similar goals than you too. So these people want to bring the same kind of like changes in the world, or in a sector, or in an industry as you do. And that's why spirit is aligning your path with theirs. Um, so your path will collide with those people very soon, is what I'm picking up here. That could be the permanent change coming through. And if it hasn't already, Pal 3, I see you getting offers, getting messages, getting opportunities to join someone else's work or someone else's project, or maybe a podcast even. Maybe you're going to be invited to even talk about the things you find important, about the issues that matter to you, to talk about what you're witnessing or what you think is not spoken about enough or explained enough, that you think deserves light and recognition. So you guys could be at the head of your own movement, even, or you could shepherd a group of people with this Two of Pentacles that you feel are underrepresented here. So you could be the face or the heart of a group, I shall say, because I feel like you guys, my pal 3, you don't care about leading and becoming a leader. Actually, you don't want that. You really don't want to, because I feel like for you, you don't care about these things. You just want to see things freaking change, and you want to be a part of this change. So it's not like you're doing this for the likes or like the admiration, but you want to be on the good side of history, and you want to just be like a good, genuine person in a goddamn world. And I feel that this is all that there is to it, basically. And if you can find your tribe along the way, it's even better. And I feel that this is why the Three of Hazards came out for you. And it's like we have the star here, so the star is this like very different shine or light that you're meant to cast in this group here. The star is someone that was given a very unique purpose here. And like I've said, this card is ruled by Aquarius too, and strength is ruled by Leo. And Leo and Aquarius are opposite signs in astrology. And in astrology, it's called an axis. Basically, opposite signs are an axis. Okay, they're kind of like tapping into the same life lessons, but from opposite ends, right? So both Leo and Aquarius are about shining into the world, but for very different reasons. So that's why I'm saying with the Strength card and the Star card, I see you becoming a point of inspiration here. And that's the way that you will lead, actually, through example and through embodying your whole philosophy here. And I feel that your job will especially rely on liberating other people's minds here, so that they can empower themselves or their choices and decisions, and so that they can become independent thinkers as well. And I keep picking up on you guys' voice somehow. I don't know if it's because, again, of that like Leo Aquarius axis, but I keep picking up on your voice. Like you're meant to use your voice a lot more, or like express yourself more, or speak up more. Maybe that this is more like speaking engagements as well, or even writing. Like you could be writing more. Maybe writing about the state of the world, or about what you think is going on in the like environment around you, because the world is showing me like a bigger picture, right? A broader consciousness and kind of energy about you, and about the role that you will have over the next upcoming years. And so, yeah, I just feel like you could be sharing what you do as well a lot more, or on a larger scale, with these two cards here, you know, on this like Aquarian larger scope type of scale. Maybe that some of you will get online and start a podcast as well, or a YouTube channel, or write a book, or like write articles. But something about your voice, in the ways that it's been maybe like repressed or suppressed in the past, is meant to heal very much over the next 20 years for you, Pal 3. And do some of you sing as well? Like, I know it maybe sounds strange, but singing is a powerful form of self expression and release. And maybe that some of you will be getting into, like, I don't know why I'm picking up on that, but maybe some of you will start singing again, especially if you used to do it, but somehow stopped doing it. Maybe you stopped singing in the past at some point, and maybe that you will be picking it back up again and healing it. Don't ask me why, but I saw that. I saw some of you as well with this Three of Pentacles work in a new industry as well, or work in a new field that is more in line with your own ethics and standards over the next 20 years. So there could be also like a revolution like that happening inside of your life on the personal level. And that could be another permanent change that you guys may expect. Maybe that you guys will change field or environment completely to do something more in line with working with others or helping others, at bettering the world, bettering the lives of other people as well. You could be getting closer to a group of people here. But yeah, I saw a lot more fun as well, creating projects and collaborations, being in store in your future, Pal 3. And that's one of the things that could be changing as well. If so far you've been quite solo on your journey or on your mission or in your purpose, or if you were pretty much doing things, a lot on your own before. I just see a lot more spotlight as well, especially with this strength and star card. Like, it's like you're in line to be like the strength of your community or the star somewhere, whatever this community is, whether it's a physical group around you or somewhere online. And another change coming in as well is you being more noticed, being seen, and being heard a lot more than you've been. So I don't know if somewhere you've been asking for that, but if you felt like somewhere your work or what you did was kind of like under the radar or on the ground so far, I see that changing permanently too, where you're starting to be known for a lot more for what you do and what you have to say in your community or in that sort of like field here. But yeah, Pal 3, this is all that I'm seeing is the next permanent change coming inside of your life. I told you that this was going to be a quickie today, but I still hope that you found value in this and that this could confirm or resonate with you, those messages that we drew today. And my heart goes out to you, Thank you so very much for having spent this time of your day with me, out of all of the other places you could have been on the internet. I'm so very blessed to have you in my life. And if you want to book a private reading with me as well, like my schedule is open. So, of course, you can find all of the links down below to my website, my Etsy shop. And you will also find there the links to my social medias if you've been wanting to keep in touch with me personally. And otherwise, I shall see you all soon in the next one. Bye bye, guys.